This is my homie Jules. He's a comedian and actor, and you might have seen him on the Netflix show Space Force starring Steve Carell.
I ran a 5K marathon.
Let's try to run the whole thing next time.
Maybe you saw him on this hilarious Planet Fitness ad.
Milo E, I can't even blow this guy.
Well, I live this way.
But he's also a rapper.
Bust a nut on your bitch if you need to. I'm trying to get rich. You know how it is. I talking like I'm Cedric. Telling jokes. You know my folks out east. You what the fuck I'm saying, boy? I'm trying to be a beast.
Jokes aside, Jules has never actually put out any music. And that's because over the last few years, my homie's gone through a lot, from losing loved ones to finding out family has cancer to becoming a father, all in the span of a year. And even with all that, he's been pushing along and remains one of the most positive people in my life. Which brings me to why I'm making this video. You see, my guy has a lot of potential. He can write, he can sing, he can rap, he has an amazing voice, and his presence is infectious. It's everything you would want to see in a great artist. And so today I'm gonna be taking one of Jules's old songs and giving it a makeover. But not only that, he has no idea that I'm bringing a Grammy-nominated and multi-platinum producer to make over one of these songs so we can compare them side by side. This is my guy MG, and he's most well known for the work that he did on this Grammy-nominated album for Doja Cat. Not only does he have an insane ear for sonics, but he's also an incredible, intelligent sound designer. We started the call by listening to the song that we were gonna work on, trying to find any places that we thought this is important to keep, these are the parts that we don't like, and these are the parts that we can enhance. I want you guys to listen in on this conversation. Specifically pay attention to how he listens to this music and how he wants to tackle it.
I've got it right here, yeah.
Woo! I love the bass. Yeah, goddamn, I love the bass. Yeah, look into my eyes, nigga, look into my face. Yeah, I love the bass. Feel the blood pumping in me as it's rushing to my face. I mean, ain't no need.
What do you feel like you can improve on when you hear that?
Overall, the overall structure seems good. We've got basically like a 3-chorus song. I think we could maybe shorten it slightly.
Yeah,
if we wanted to add that commercial appeal, it might be too long, but get a double hook. I guess it'll be easier when we see it in the DAW.
Maybe 2 minutes and 30 seconds?
Somewhere around that. It's obviously update the sound of the instrumental a little bit, bring it to today.
But if we can make it shorter, it'll be a little easier to consume, and it'll keep the pace of the song going along, because that intro was really long.
Yeah, and then if I was listening as a commercial listener, I always had try and have like two minds, a commercial listener and then me. I could listen to music that's 7, 8, 9 minutes long, as I'm sure everybody that appreciates music can. I was listening as a commercial listener, and with that, like, it started to tail off the energy around 2:30 something. So that would be the right kind of time to be like, oh, actually, here's the final chorus. Let's get this thing wrapped up, kind of thing. Gives us that replay value. Because if a song is 2 minutes 30, you've got replay value. If a song is 4 or 5 minutes, you're going to listen to it once and be like, yeah, I got my full experience. So it's a little bit shorter.
If we need to arrange it in such a way where like any part of that song could become a pre-chorus,
like a little 8-bar or something, just to break it down right before a chorus.
Exactly. I think that's what's kind of missing. I think there needs to be something that leads up to that drop that's kind of missing right now.
Even those breaths that are at the end might work. A re-space, I'm gonna say it, right? Bass line and the little filter in or something.
Gotcha. Blah, blah. Jules being a blank canvas for 2 producers to be working with, we don't necessarily have to stick to the sonics and styles of music that exist today. We can be a little bit more experimental. I feel like if we can try and take some risks as far as the sound that we go with, it would just enhance that song and that experience for even the end listener, because it'll be something new for them. There's some solid key points that we definitely want to tackle, but I think the clarity will come once we actually sit down and start making it. All right, I'm gonna call you back in about a day, and then we'll see what's up. I don't know about you, but that call gave me a ton of ideas about what I want to do with my version of the track. And if you got some dope ideas, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I finished my version of the track a couple of days ago, so let me break it down for you. This breakdown, the way that I want to approach it is to go over the melodic elements, then the drums, then some arrangement stuff, and some nuances that you'll generally miss when you listen as a listener, but you'll appreciate because I'm sharing the nuances that I kind of did to highlight the vocals. Let's start with the melody. The whole melody started with this sample that I found. It's from Cymatic. Next, I added this piano melody from Arturia's Augmented Grand Piano. I reach for this when I want some unconventional piano tones. A lot of cool textures, definitely worth checking out. You can hear how it goes back and forth and creates this call and response that we talked about on our call. Next, I played out this melody on the keys using Arturi's Piano V3. Here's how it sounds all together. If two pianos aren't enough, I found a third piano melody on Splice that I chopped up. And throughout my arrangement, I added some smaller phrases of piano melodies that I'm going to play for you here. Or this one right here to bring in another section. All right, let's talk about the drums. My approach to drums is to try and be as simple as possible, but find creative ways to add interesting bounce, which I've done with this open hi-hat. But let me play you the whole pattern so you kind of get a feel for it first. Something that was monumental when I was creating the drum pattern for this was I was using my brand new Super Stash drum kit, which has over 20,000 sounds. It made it incredibly easy for me to find the sounds, as you can see in the folders on my left-hand side. I found a nice clap in the Trap and SIKKY Selects folder. I wanted to use a clap in the first part of the verse so that we kept the energy a little bit reserved so that we didn't just give everything away right off rip. When it came to adding bounce to my drum pattern, I did that by using the zap sound, the roll, and some open hi-hat. Something that I want to highlight when it came to doing the zap sounds here is that they're all panned and they're all off the grid by a little bit to create this Haas type effect, which is this bouncing back and forth in my left and right ear. Next, I found this unique percussion inside the Super Stash that sounds like this, but I wanted to extend it out a little bit, so I used this crossfade tool and the length tool to create that longer rolly sound. Finding cool ways to blend sections is an art form in and of itself. The way that I did that here was to use this 808 fill. Of course, we had to keep the energy going, so we added the kick drum and the 808, and the kick drum has a really cool pattern that adds to the bounce. Here's what the pattern looks like when I play it. One of the biggest challenges that I had when it came to doing the drums was the key of the song, which was in A minor. Shout out Kendrick. The key being so low, it made it hard to actually create a clear and defined 808. But I managed to figure it out. I used this distortion plugin to add a little more harmonics, followed it up with this compressor. Let's talk a little bit about the arrangement of this song. I didn't keep my drum pattern the exact same throughout the entire beat. I used it, in fact, to highlight certain words. For example, in this part here. Also, by removing the hi-hats to further emphasize it a little bit more.
When I'm smoking must be laced. I see this shit is slow-mo, heading for the grace.
I referenced this song multiple times throughout my mix down. A couple of times I noticed that certain words were getting missed because of the complexity and the layers of instruments that were playing over top of each other. And the workaround I found for alleviating that was to just remove sound. For example, removing the hi-hats here.
I love the pace.
One of the really big things that MG and I talked about when we did our first listen was to try and find creative ways to shorten the song. Here are a couple of the things that I did to do that. The original song had a really long intro where Jules is just talking in the beginning. I decided that I could shorten the intro by just overlaying the original talking intro with the chorus of the song. It allowed me to introduce the hook right away, but also create a nice little intro to the entire song.
Love the pace.
You know, they say it's a game, but it's not a game.
I added back in the breaths from the original song just so that I can keep the energy building a little bit more throughout that intro. Another thing that I really wanted to highlight in this was his last verse. He's talking about his father, he's talking about his mother, and the emotion was so raw, heavy. It's the most conviction and confidence and strength with which I've heard Jules rap that I really didn't want to overshadow any of that by leaving the drums in there. And I think this was the right decision.
Like I'm lonely like a Pippin. Got my father's looks and my mother's intuition. Go against me be a fucking bad decision.
Let's see what these boys think of my mix.
I love the pace. Woo!
You know, they say it's a game, but it's not a game.
I love the crowd.
God damn, I love the pace.
All right.
Look into my eyes, nigga. Look into my face.
This shit's hard.
Nice plucks.
There's so much stuff I love about this.
Feel now.
I love the pace.
Sick.
Try to get in line.
Hey, I love the pace. Yeah, I love the race.
Yeah.
Feel the
Oh,
blood
wow.
pumping in me as it's rushing to my face. I mean, ain't no need to panic.
And I had
to the chase like a greyhound running out the gates. I mean, where do I begin? Have you ever seen a dollar when
I love
it's
how
blowing in the
everything
wind?
transitions.
Unpredictable, that's how
It's
my
nice,
life
it's
is being
light.
low.
It's a really nice pace.
Suits what he's doing.
No pun intended.
Motherfucker, I love the pace.
Wow.
Sick.
Yeah, goddamn, I love the pace.
And there's kind of like a,
Don't know what that is, but
it's almost like a movie element to it that I wasn't expecting. Especially compared to like my original version of this, it's bringing a different energy. It's a little bit more, like I said, cinematic.
Yeah, it's a taste.
Yeah.
Nothing like the champagne and the trophy can replace. Heartbeat sinking with the.
Looked nice for a breakdown there, maybe. I don't know. It kind of sounded like it was going to go into it.
It's such a cool mix.
Doing shows, goddamn, we got some days. I got Bocheck on the boards, I got B-Dot in the crates.
And it really helps.
Been out the booth, they like them, it's getting.
I feel like people focus on the bars a little bit more on this version than the original, which I felt like the beat was a little bit more dominant.
Love the melody in the background.
I can hear them.
The little extra one, the little plucks.
Like that mug.
Little crystally sounds.
I'm always out of place and I'm always out of time. When I'm smoking must be laced. I see this shit in slow-mo, heading for the grace.
I like
I'm
that
trying
little...
to be a light-skinned Wayne or a dark-skinned Drake. Give a fuck what a nigga gotta say. Ay, I love the pace. Yeah, I love the race. Feel the blood pumping in me as it's rushing.
Okay, sick.
I mean, ain't
Sick.
panic. I'm a
Sicky icky.
like
Yeah,
a greyhound.
you killed this one, bro.
It's like a chant in the background.
Have you ever seen a dollar when it's blowing in the wind?
And the downbeats.
And that crowd noise is just giving me a little bit of adrenaline right now, so.
Going in, motherfucker, I love the pace. Still living, man, I'm feeling like I'm Jordan, like I'm lonely, like I'm Pippen. Got my father.
This is a kind of breakdown that could have worked earlier. This is sick.
Decision, nigga, listen, you could tell that I was driven. See, I always had a vision, gave a fuck about position. Any slightest unforgiving, tried to lock me in the prison. Yeah, my clock ain't glisten, but the way this bitch is ticking, motherfucker, I love the pace.
Sick. Got serious energy about it, especially for like the choruses. And there's a bit of life, and then it kind of gets stripped a little bit away. It's more of a shine on the artist, for example. So when Jules is going in with the verses, etc., it makes sense what SIKKY's done to strip back the arrangement, just let him breathe, especially when the chorus is such a 1-2 word chanty kind of chorus that everyone can kind of join in with. But yeah, sick work.
Woo! You're a real friend. That was beyond spicy, my man. So, well, I'm like literally blown away for real. Didn't expect anything like that. And I feel like the whole record has changed just because of all the switches and changes you did. So you're giving me the itch. I might have to get back in the booth, man, for real. So appreciate you, brother.
My name's MG. I don't do this a lot, so apologies if it's random, but here is my version of Jules's track. Basically, sped up the track by 4 BPM, so probably why it sounded faster. I guess a good place to start would be the melodies going on, so let's have a quick look at those. So only just occurred to me that this kind of sounds like that Drake tune. Then we got same thing, pitched up, lad's piano. Okay, so this is like the rank version of what the actual lead became. So I've resampled that back into Ableton and made it into this thing here. Got like a little whistly tone, courtesy of Gigahertz Lossy. So together, those geezers sound like this. Change the pitch of it for later on. And then some little twinkles and sparkles coming off a Serum preset. What did it do? The intro. I think this is just the instrumental recorded back in reversed, pitched up and stretched. There you go, that's how you got that. Just so down. Little drum loop comes in. Accidentally pitched this room up way too high, but then I kind of like the sound of it. Here we got Spiff, brings out the body because it was super high, fresh air, bit higher, bit mid body. J37 tames all of those transients and keeps the peak from going too far above. I think it's something to do with the way that tape is older, has less high-end information, but really doesn't actually degrade our sound in any way. Hi-hat wise, first thing somebody might have spotted is that little weird sound that is achieved by putting a really low note in and then setting it to glide. And like a super trap thing, not that extreme, didn't want to go too extreme, got a couple of effects, just that do the breakdowns and stuff.
I mean, where do I begin? Have you ever
To break down what's going on in the 808s quickly as well. So we got two 808s going on. We got the main 808.
to my face?
Then you got the little fill. Got a little reverse 808 that helps us into some of the sections.
I mean, where do I begin? Have you
Made a little fill, obviously, for this section here. Nothing super interesting on those. Some cool plugs selected with some high passes on them. And then there's obviously just a kick. All it's got on it is a bit of API to test whether the polarity should have been inverted. In this case, it wasn't. So it's just kind of on there for some vintage juice and flavor. Then I thought for this section, we need breaks. And let's say, for example, give Jules some space to breathe and also maybe drive the arrangement forward a little bit.
murder was the case? Now I'm out here doing shows. Goddamn, we got some days. I got boot check on the boards. I got beat out in the place. Now I'm hopping.
And then we get into the break. And I just thought this song would be nice for the break. So I just put on a different instrument. This one from Labs again. So a weird pad. Just some weird ghosty note kind of thing. This is kind of cool. So I'll unfreeze it just to show you guys. This has chroma on it to keep it in tune. Some sprite, cool plugin, multi-effects plugin. And then what is actually making the sound is this weird magenta DSP plugin. Effectively, what you can do is select multiple different inputs and have it modify your source audio. So our source audio in this respect was, and I slapped it on the vowels. You can change it to whatever you want.
Still living, man, I'm feeling like I'm Jordan, like I'm lonely, like I'm Pippin. Got my father's looks and my mother's intuition. Go against me, be a fucking bad decision. Nigga, listen, you can tell.
Vocal phrase, crash cymbal. So yeah, peace out.
This ain't courtside, nigga. You on the field now.
Already it has a different feel.
Get in touch.
Wow.
Get in line.
Yeah. Woo! I love the pace.
Wow.
Nice little piano melody.
Damn, I love the pace.
Okay, it's a little faster than
It's grimy.
SIKKY did.
Yeah.
Oh, super trap. He's going super trap.
My face.
Dude,
Goddamn.
this 808 is just,
Goddamn.
it's crazy, bruh. I love that.
Yeah.
Hey, I love the pace. Yeah, I
It's
love the
clean.
pace. Feel the
It's
blood
open.
pumping.
That pause?
Rushing to
A lot
my
of
face.
space for
I mean,
jewels.
Don't need to panic. I'm addicted to the chase, like a greyhound running out the gates. I mean, where do I begin? Have you ever seen a
Crazy
dollar
drop.
blowing in the wind?
I love that.
So unpredictable. That's how my life.
Oh
has
my
been.
God.
Forgive me for my sins.
These sounds are so,
Drums are hard.
it's got a, like a grit to it, like a,
Very punchy.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh Lord, I love the pace.
and I think it's a nice bed for the flows.
Yeah, they'll be looking at my face.
Nice little melody there.
Yeah, I ain't lying.
And there's a little texture in there in the background too.
Check it, or maybe it's the taste. Yeah,
I love this dead air.
Very open, man.
Just letting it breathe. Ooh.
The
little fill?
Now I'm out here doing shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grimy for sure.
It's that subtle energy that
now I'm hopping out the booth. They like them is
that I love. This is more of an underground feel.
Reaching for some place, origami with the paper like a stuck into
I'm doing the ugly face a
I
lot.
ain't got no time to waste. I can hear them now. How you let them in the States? Like that MAGA hat on Yay, man. I'm always
There's
out
the
of
fill.
place, and I'm always out of time. When I'm smoking, must be laced. I see the shit in slow mo.
Yeah.
For the grace. I'm
I
trying
can
to
see
be a
why.
light-skinned Wayne.
I can see why he's getting those Grammy nominations, man.
Hey,
MG is.
hey, still living.
There's the bass. That's the bass we were talking about.
Bruh.
Breakdown.
Bruh. This right here.
Be a fucking bad decision, nigga. Listen, you could tell that I was driven. See, I always
It keeps the momentum going.
Proposition, any slightest I'm forgiven.
This is sick. This is sick.
Listen, but the way this bitch is ticking, motherfucker, I love the pace.
At the end? He brings it back. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Hey,
It tricked me.
man, look into my eyes, nigga. Look into my face.
I didn't even know this was mine anymore, bruh.
Yeah, boy.
This is
I love the
crazy.
pace.
These switch ups are,
Hey, that's why I hit
they're
him.
blowing my
Yo.
mind, bruh.
I just copied the choruses, repeated them. He's more true to the original version, I think.
Ooh. Yeah.
Nice little chops and stuff.
You know, they say it's a game, but it's not a game.
My man just,
That's the intro. put at the end for an outro
My
instead.
man just cooked.
Shit hurts. This shit's hard.
That is sick.
Sinister sounding bass though.
Nigga, you on the field now.
Just brought it all back together.
Get in touch, get in line.
This could be in the next Madden for real, or like the next something, the next NBA game for real. Like that was probably the most edgiest shit I could ever imagine. I love how they're both different, but my goodness, man, he gave it what it needed for sure. I love that, man. He spiced the shit out of this, and yo, super grateful. You know, I can see why. You know, he's gonna get a lot more nominations for sure, because this guy is high level crafty, high level. Yo, thank you so much, man.
Crazy, bro. I think your version actually sounds closer in energy and style to the original, and it kind of complements the vibe of the song a little bit more. I think definitely there's something more authentic to yours when it comes to how Jules probably would have wanted it. I'm curious to see what Jules will think of this version as well. But yeah, man, overall, you killed it. I loved all the sound choices. The drums were super hard. I definitely have no clue how to do any type of super trap or grime type of music, so you definitely laid into that. I loved all the ear candy that you had and the couple of drops that I heard in there. Yeah, man, nicely done. It's gonna be hard for me and Jules to pick which one we want to put out on streaming platforms, so we decided that we're gonna just release them both. That way you can go replay any version that you think is dope and run up the numbers. If you like the style of this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I know it was a long one, but I had a really good time putting this one together. And if you're an unknown rapper who wants their story heard in a video like this one, leave a comment. That's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.